Reentry is the most difficult step for the incarcerated, and you can ask these former inmates who I spoke to today and how community programs in prisons will help them and help others have a second chance.
The adjustment was just too difficult and overbearing.
Tony Oliver went to prison twice, but after a small business offered him a job cleaning their offices, his life changed.
God has just been good, man, just been good.
But not everyone has the same chance. Tennessee has a 47% recidivism rate, significantly higher than the state's 32% average. And former inmates like Theodore Sanders understand the ease of slipping back.
Yeah, it would have been over for me.
To solve this problem, a new Tennessee law allows local organizations to partner with prisons to train inmates being reintroduced to the workforce.
The opportunity to come out and become a success is absolutely amazing.
Training inmates while still in prison is crucial, and officials say opportunities beyond just university degrees is an important key.
Some of these positions, you can come out making six figures and you don't need a degree.
But the struggle to find a job continues.
They worse coming home than they were before they went to jail.
Public Safety Director Troy Rogers says the time in prison should be used as an opportunity.
Only thing when you go to prison, Sam, that stops is you. You stop, but your bills don't stop. Child support, it don't stop. Don't nothing stop but you. So while you're stopped, we need to have a program in place so that you can begin to pay the things you need to pay out here. So when you come out, bro, you ready to go.
And now Oliver and Sanders are looking to be part of the solution by hiring those with similar pasts as theirs.
Go back and help the same people that are just like me.
Find more people like me. Be like, I can get in a position to where I'm getting a person a chance. I'd be like Gary, I can give a person a chance now, and I can help them have a better life.
And the new law went into effect January 1st. Community Engagement Director Chris Sands says they will be looking for ways to partner with local prisons and advance this program.
When we get this done, we'll get back to beating the world again. We've once again been #1 in the world.
Tonight, major investments are coming from the federal government to repair bridges all across the country. Good evening, I'm Kim Chapman.
And I'm Eric Benninghoff. President Biden announced the program today, which will bring $26.5 billion to fix and upgrade thousands of bridges.
As Eric Price reports tonight, one in our viewing area has been in desperate need of upgrades for years.
Here in Dunlap, the mayor tells me this bridge behind me has been causing safety issues for the last 10 years. But now with federal funding on the way, residents and officials hope this bridge gets widened for the greater good.
Actually, we have had a wreck here, and they had to come up here and sit in my parking lot while they investigated it.
Marlene Basham's sewing shop is right next to the Coops Creek Bridge in Dunlap, and she's seen the dangers it's caused.
I've seen wheelchairs go up and down.
It's a choke point for us.
Mayor Clint Huth and County Executive Keith Cartwright say this bridge is one of the main safety hazards in their small town.
A few years ago, we actually, right at the edge of the bridge, we did have a two-person fatality. Right here in the middle of town.
Huth and Cartwright say the bridge is just too narrow for the growing town, and they're looking for solutions to widen it.
It's an issue with, being able to support the amount of traffic that's going over it, as well as, we want it to be safe for the pedestrians.
As the Biden administration launches its multi-million-dollar program to upgrade 15,000 bridges across the country, comes just at the right time for Tennessee.
There's a fixed life that a bridge has when it's put in service, and a lot of the bridges in Tennessee and all over the United States, for that matter, are nearing the end of their service life.
Concrete and construction professor Dr. Kelly Strong at MTSU says Biden's funding will only fix bridges in Tennessee to a certain point.
It will certainly put a dent in the deficiency, but it's not going to fix all the bridges in all the counties.
And for the citizens of Dunlap, a new bridge can't come soon enough.
Making that bridge bigger or whatever, will it help that, or add another lane or two? That's definitely what we need to do.
According to Dr. Strong, there are about 20,000 bridges in Tennessee, and about 900 of them are structurally deficient.
Now, for thousands of people across this country, the pains of COVID-19 last much longer than their initial symptoms. Today, I spoke with one Red Bank man about how a long hauler symptom is bleeding into almost all other aspects of his life.
For James Stocklinski, the kitchen doesn't have the same sense of joy it used to.
There's no enjoyment behind cooking anymore. I used to love cooking. I used to love baking.
After getting COVID over a year ago,
there's no taste. It's just, like I said, gray. It's bland.
He says he still doesn't have 90% of his taste and smell.
I have to remind myself every couple hours with a timer, hey, it's time to eat. Because since I can't smell, I'm never really hungry.
But the little that has returned can often be revolting.
I used to enjoy the taste of eggs. Now they just taste off. Chicken tastes really bad. If I smell any raw steak, I'll just start gagging and I have to get away from it. Doing a protein shake's a lot easier than eating steak.
These issues have taken a toll on his eating habits.
It's kind of weird that my whole life experience of what I've enjoyed to eat, now I can't eat because it smells and tastes just repulsive.
It's even impacted his mental health and identity.
So all the things I used to do with my friends, go grab a nice glass of, whiskey, don't really do that anymore. There's no point.
The distorted smells come from a condition called parosmia. Dr. Justin Turner says it typically occurs as people begin to recover their sense of smell.
And during that period of time, that interpretation of smells can be distorted. And so this can often be even more disturbing to the patients than smell loss itself.
Dr. Turner, medical director of Vanderbilt's Taste and Smell Center, says people like James are far from alone.
Since the pandemic started, we've seen a sort of a flood of these patients that have particularly smell dysfunction after being infected with COVID-19.
But he says parosmia isn't all bad news.
We actually sort of see it as a fairly positive sign because it is showing that you're getting recovery of that smell function.
A potential sign of hope in the face of uncertainty.
If I can have just half of it back, it's better than nothing.
That James could really use after a year turned upside down.
Now, Dr. Turner says most people recover from parosmia in weeks to months, but if it's been over a year since losing your smell, he says the likelihood of full recovery, unfortunately, is low. While there aren't any FDA-approved therapies for smell dysfunction, Dr. Turner says they sometimes prescribe steroids or the use of smell therapy with essential oils.